Hello beauties and welcome back to my corner of the internet. If you are new here, then my name is Mariah, also known as Livelifesbeauty, and I'm so glad that you have found me. Here on this channel we just get into all the crafty bits, guys, and we just have a good time over here crafting and getting to know each other. If you are a returning subscriber, then thank you so much for joining me again on another video. You know that you are always the real MVP. You are so appreciated, and really thank you for continuing to stick around. Hope that you enjoy this video. So guys, without further ado, we're just going to get straight into it. Okay, I haven't posted a video in about 2 weeks and I've been itching to get crafting. All the ideas and the creative juices have been flowing and I just have not been able to relieve it. Before I continue, please do ignore the background. If you are returning, then you will know that we are having major decorating going on here, hence why you haven't had any videos. And I don't have time to clean up before I get crafting because we are always on a tight schedule because I have a crazy toddler. So today, guys, we are going to be using my TransOurDream Heat Proof paper. I can never get the name right off the top of my head the first time. So we are going to be using this and we are going to be making some sports bags for my kids. I cannot remember where I got this bag from, guys. I'm so sorry. I've had these for over 6 months now, which is just to show you how crazy my life is. I basically got these bags because they said that they were good for sublimation. And I wanted to get into sublimation, but then after weighing up the cost of like sublimation printers and all of that stuff, I just thought good old heat transfer vinyl was good enough for me. And then I found this TransOurDream heat proof paper, and then my life was complete because I could print off all the pretty pictures and just heat press them onto the bags. So that's what we're going to be doing today, guys. We're going to be making these sports bags for my girls. As you can see, it's absolutely stunning. How gorgeous is this? They were on offer a really long time ago. When I got them, they were on offer. And that's what made me pick them up. I did pick up 2 of them. If you're new here, then I have 3 children. I have 2 girls and a toddler boy. And I love this bag because it has a really thick handle and it has a zip, guys. And you know, with kids, they are just throwing their stuff all around, and it is a nightmare when you're asking them, put your bag here properly, blah 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 blah. So yeah, it does have a pocket on the inside as well, which they can put their stuff in. Obviously a backpack one would have been better, but so my kids have a lot of after school curricular activities, and this is the perfect thing for them to just throw their stuff in and go. And as they are girls, you know, they like to be all girly, and whatever mommy does they have to do, so they will love the fact that this is a handbag. My youngest in particular absolutely loves pink. My oldest, her favorite color is turquoise blue. However, they didn't have turquoise blue, they only had this color. So yeah, we are just going to be testing things out today. If you are new here, then I basically just do all the testing so you don't have to. So this should be able to print this on and we shouldn't have a problem because it's made for sublimation, and in order to sublimate you have to use high heat, so we shouldn't get any burning. But I do have some designs picked out and I'm going to show you because I like to make videos that I would enjoy as a viewer and as a new viewer. And when people are like, oh, I've already made this design, I'm like, well, how did you make the design? I don't know how to make the design. I'm here to learn. So if you already know how to make the design, then you already know more than I do because I'm just here living my life and making the crafts. I'm going to make this design double-sided just so that it is apparent whenever they throw it around that it is their bag, even though how can you miss a bag like this? So yeah, guys, without further ado, I'm going to turn you around and we're going to get on to the video. So another thing I haven't learned to do is screen record. So I do apologize, guys. This is the best you're going to get. I'll probably zoom in for you guys so you guys will see a bit more in depth. But what I have done is I'm on Creative Fabrica and I have paid for the Creative Fabrica membership. You can see here that it is $3.99 a month, or it's £49 for the year. Which is a fantastic deal, guys. It is so many things to choose from, guys. You can type in anything and you can find SVGs, images, fonts, graphics, literally everything. So what I have done is in the search bar, I have typed in Ballerina, and it basically comes up with all of these things that you can download straight to your computer to do with a ballerina. So here I have downloaded this bundle because my children are mixed race, and I do like that they do have the variety of skin tones. Here you can see that there are some older girls, and then here you can see that there are younger girls. If you do not have a membership, you can buy these individually, but obviously it's going to cost you probably more than $3.99. So as you can see, it's downloaded straight to my downloads, and this is what I'm going to use. So as you can see, when we download, it comes up as PNGs, and if you just click on the PNG straight away, there's your ballet girl, and that is exactly how it's going to print out. So I am going to save all of the girls, regardless of their skin tones, because I think they're so cute, and I can always make it for friends and family. There is also this one, which I thought was really pretty, but I'm going to use the other images, but I'm going to still download this one because it has the things like the crowns and stuff, which I just think is so pretty for a different occasion. So once that is done, I'm going to open my Cricut design space. For my Cricut, I don't have a special membership. I literally just have the free one, and so far for me and what I need to do, it's working fine. So in Cricut, I'm going to do both of my daughter's bags at the same time. So I'm going to upload an image, and then I go to browse, and then I'm going to go into that folder, and I'm just going to pick which girl I want for which child. So as you can see, the image is really large because it's very good quality. I'm just going to keep it as a single layer, and then here I'm just putting it as a flat graphic because this will be a print and cut in Cricut. You can always change the file name, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep it as number 15. Now when it comes up big, you can always click on the corner and drag it down, but what I like to do is literally just change the height to a small number, and then it automatically just becomes small, but just make sure that this is locked. So as you can see here, the image is locked, and I just change it to 10 centimeters because we do work in centimeters, and then it just shrinks down rather than having to keep dragging. So I'm just going to import the other image literally the same way. So this is going to be my youngest daughter, and this is going to be my oldest daughter, and I'm going to be doing their names. So I'm going to be trying to do that one where you have like the big letter, and then you have the name running across. So with the print and cut image, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off a print and cut and put it to a basic cut. I do believe I've turned it to a basic cut now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an offset. I'm going to create a very small offset, but I don't know if you can see here, this is the offset, and we want it very minute because I want it to cut around as much of the girl as it can without going into like all these tiny little details. So that for me is perfect. 106. I'm going to keep the edges curved, and then I'm going to press apply. Then I'm going to do the same for this one. You can probably do it without turning it into a basic cut first, but when you have it on a basic cut, you can see like all of these holes, and you can make sure that they are filled. So I'm going to click offset, and it keeps it the same offset as what you did before, and I can see that straight away it's just gone all the way around her, and that's absolutely what I want. So I'm going to click apply, then I'm going to switch it back to a print and cut, and I'm going to change the background to white on the offset, because whatever color you have the offset will be the color that comes on your material. So this bag is pink, and I could try to get it to a glittery pink, but I'm okay with it being white. So she'll just have a sliver of white all around her, and that white will be shown on the bag. So just make sure that it is a color that you like. Again, I'm going to switch the girl back to a print and cut, and I'm going to switch the offset color to white. If you have Cricut Pro, then you can just click on the person and click create sticker, and it does that for you. But because I don't have that, and I'm not going to spend the money to get that, I'm going to do it this way. So those are my two images. And then once we've done that, we have to flatten them. So now they have become one. Try to get them both together and press flatten. So now that is telling the Cricut that it's one image, and when it cuts out, it is just going to print out this person and it's going to cut her out on the Cricut machine, which I will show you later. Here we are starting on the names, and what I want to try and do is that design where they have the name and then they have the letter. So the name runs through the main letter, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to change the font of the letter because I already know that that's not what I want. I want some kind of italic writing. Okay, that looks cute. And then I'm going to change this T because I want it to be like a bold T. I would have liked it more flowy than what it is, but I can always play around with it. So I'm going to play around with this and then I'm going to come back when I've finished and then I'm going to show you guys the next step. So here we have the bag and we are working in centimeters because that's what my Cricut is set to. So for the girl, I want the width to be about 17 centimeters, which is 7 inches, but we're going to do 17 centimeters. And then for the name, I think 20 is good width wise, and then however that comes up in height wise is what I tend to do. So I'm going to do 17 centimeters for the picture and I'm going to do 20 centimeters for the name. So as you can see here, I'm going to enlarge this whole image. So the width of this whole image, I'm going to make it to 20. So as you can see, that's come up really big, but my scale is 100. And when I work, I usually do have it at 75 or 50. So that is the size that I want that. And I'm going to do the same for Aurora's name. So now that we have that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate Aurora's name only because I'm not sure if the two vinyls will stick together on top of each other and I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate the name Aurora, then I'm going to highlight over the big A and the name Aurora and I'm going to slice it. And what that does is slice out this letter A so that when I put Aurora in, there is space around Aurora so that the vinyl will not be touching each other. This is obviously a finicky process when you do go to heat press it on. And I'm going to do the same for Tiara. I'm going to duplicate her name. Then I'm going to click on her name and the big T. And then I'm going to slice it. Then I'm going to remove the big T. And I'm going to delete the sliced parts of Tiara. Then for the images, again, I wanted them to be 17 in height and I'm going to do the same for Aurora, but make sure that it is locked when you do this, otherwise you will distort the proportions. So that is it, guys. That is how I'm going to make their bags. I might print off their name twice just so that they can have it underneath these girls, but the girls won't be on the other side. So when I go to my make screen, yes, I want to save this project. Okay, that's good. So that has stayed together. So when I weed that, that'll be absolutely fine. One thing you do want to make sure you do when you're on the maker screen is mirror the letters because you're going to be turning them over to press them, so you want to make sure that you mirror them. Guys, please make sure that you mirror them. Okay guys, we have everything set up now. So I've got my heat press plugged in, I've got my Cricut set up, and I have picked out the vinyl colors. I'm just gonna go with good old silver and white. So I'm going to do the big letters in the silver and then the small letters in the white. And I always have like a dish to put everything in once it's cut. So this is what I'm going to use. So now that I've turned it to a print and cut, it's come up as 2 pages, but I don't want it to waste paper because this paper is so near and dear to me. So I'm going to move object. I'm going to move it onto this page. And it's trying to say that it can't fit, but it can definitely fit. But just to be on the safe side, I'm going to rotate her and I'm going to move her down here. So there is no way that she can't fit. But I don't know why Cricut does that. It just wants you to be free with the paper, and I'm not about that. So now I'm just going to print this one page, and I'm going to use my TransOurDream Tru-Heat transfer paper in the dark 3.0. Now this says that it is for 100% cotton fabrics, and that is not 100% cotton. So we're going to see if it works together. It should do, honestly, because I have used this on other materials, but like I said, we're here to test out the crafts together. So with this paper, you want to make sure that it has two sides. It has a side with writing on, and then it has a plain side. You want to put the plain side up that it's going to be printed on. This says that it was plain paper before. We don't want it to be plain paper. So I'm going to change my printer settings to photo quality inkjet. So as you can see, it didn't print out the best because my printer was messing up, but so here I have the standard grip Cricut mat, and I'm gonna follow the directions and make sure that the arrow is pointing up, because that is the way I'm going to feed it into my Cricut. I'm just going to get my squeegee, and I'm going to press this down a little bit more. This is just a standard grip mat, and I think that will be fine. We're going to load it into the Cricut. And I did change it to light cardstock setting. Honestly, I can't remember what I do all the time, but I never really have any issues. So while that's doing its thing, I'm going to set up my heat press. Now the vinyl and that are different temperatures, and because this has a pocket on the inside, don't want it to alter the pressing. So I'm gonna just unfold that pocket so that it is nice and flat. Okay guys, so I did make some changes. I basically printed off the girls again in a much bigger size, because once I put them on the bag, even though I did my measuring, they were just so tiny. So I printed them off again to the biggest size that the Cricut would allow me to print and cut. And as you can see, the colour is so much better. I knew something was going on because my Cricut did malfunction. I am still going to use this on the other side, but you can just see I did use my printer settings, and I printed this big one on high quality, and then I printed this small one on normal, and you can just see the difference. So I am glad that I didn't decide to just go and do it. I am still going to use this on the back of the bag, just because it is there. I did decide, like I said, that I wanted the big A to be in the glitter and then their names to be in white. So I am just going to weed that out with my weeding tool. Weeding the vinyl is very, very simple. I like to just cut around the vinyl just to save as much as I can. And then I get my weeding tool and I weed the edge. So I keep it on the paper, because remember we cut out the name. So the name parts that overlap the A will be cut out. So I'm just taking my time to go around that, and then so there's the A weeded, and we have it cut out there, we have a little cut out here, and we have it cut out here. And then here is her name, and I'm going to do the same. Her name is separate, but I'm going to leave it on the plastic, and I'm just going to weed around all this white space. So if you want to keep this to make like flowers and stuff, I'm going to cut this bit so that we can reuse it, because that is big enough to make small little stuff like stars or whatever. So really, you know, get every money's worth out of your vinyl. And then I'm just going to grab like a corner like here, and I'm just going to rip, and then I'm going to weed. This is Amazon vinyl, and it is so easy to weed. Well, some of the colors are so easy to weed, some of them are not. However, this one is one of the easy ones. So I'm going to leave it on the plastic, and I'm not going to cut it up because this is exactly how it should be. And then I'm just going to weed out the in between of this A. It's not wanting to come up. There it goes. And this O. So we are working with essentially 3 different materials. So this is 3 different temperatures. Now for my girl, she does still have her backing on, and I have chose to cut completely around this. There is a way that you can cut it so that it is like the vinyl, so that the back will stay when you cut it, but I haven't had a problem weeding it like this. So I just find a corner and I just put my weeding tool in between it, very, very gently, very, very softly. You do want to be careful because this will stretch if you pull it too hard. You just want to separate it really gently and just pull them apart from each other. Just being very careful not to rip it, and it comes off as easy as that. That's the backing. And then now you can see how floppy this is. That is the front. So like I said, we're working with 3 different materials and we have 3 different temperatures. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the handles out of the way, and I'm going to work on this image first. So for this image, depending on the size of the image, it has 3 different heat options. So for the large image, it is 170 Celsius. That's what I work in on my Cricut. And it says for a large image that you have to hold it down between 120 to 150 seconds. But I've done like this already, and I think 60 seconds is perfectly fine. However, oh, I don't want my Cricut to turn off. Hold on. I think 60 seconds is perfectly fine. I am going to cover it though with some parchment paper because sometimes it does smell like burning. And again, this is just for my children, so I'm not being so super precise with like centering it and everything. I'm just eyeballing it. And then I'm going to cover it with the parchment paper. And then I'm going to try and do one big press. But with this, we can see that the feet don't get covered. So I'm going to have to press it in 2. So this is for 90 seconds, and we're just going to see how this goes. Putting my body weight on it, I am pressing down pretty forcefully because I don't have a clamp shell. I do use my Cricut Easy Press to do all of my projects. And then I'm going to move it down to the lower part and I'm going to press it again. That is on there. That is on there. Stunning, absolutely stunning. That is beautiful. She's on there, no lifting, no anything. I am, however, no. Oh, don't be a fool like me, guys. Okay, so don't be a fool like me because I have just heat pressed something that I didn't want to heat press onto the bag by not checking the underneath, which is rookie mistake because that's not coming up, so this will stick to the bag. Oh, I can't believe that. I'm so upset. Right, maybe we can use this little girl to cover it. We'll see. So these two vinyls have different times. This is for 60 seconds and this is for 30 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my temperature down to 165, which is only 5 difference. I'm going to change my time to 30 seconds. I'm going to do this one first. So I'm going to put the A down. I'm going to see if I like the placement there or where I like the placement. Yeah, so for the back, this is what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with the name at the top and then the little princess at the bottom. So I'm going to stick that down. I can't believe I've done that. That's really upset me. And again, I just like to cover everything with the paper. You don't have to, but I just like to. So I'm going to do that for 30 seconds. Then I'm going to lift that up. I'm going to peel this off whilst it's still hot. I'm going to line up a name in between where it goes. I'm going to cover it back and then I'm going to do another 30 seconds. So that way the glitter gets the full 60 seconds and then the vinyl gets the 30 seconds that it needs.
12 seconds later.
And then I'm going to peel this off hot. I have experimented with peeling it off hot and cold. Honestly, I think it's better to peel off while it's hot, because I have tried to peel it off when it's cold and it does come off, but it just almost pulling the vinyl away at the same time. So I'm gonna peel off the backing for my little girl, little ballerina princess. And this is a small image, so this says I can do anywhere from 30 to 45 seconds. Just gonna knock up that heat to 170. Honestly, I don't think it makes a difference because it is so hot. And I'm gonna place my little girl right underneath the A, and then I'm gonna press just this girl for 30 seconds. So one thing I am going to do off camera is put my daughter's name on this side of the bag. I think I'm going to write it down. So I'm going to print that off and write that down. But that's it, guys. I will show you the finished project when I get back. So guys, we are finished. Here is another look at the projects close up. So here we have my one daughter called Tiara, and then that is hers on the back. And then here we have Aurora's bag, and that is hers at the back. Now, because I did mess up Aurora's, I did just take that piece of vinyl and create a little love heart and cut it out with the Cricut and stick it on. But I also heard that you can get a mini heat press, put it underneath, so you would open up the bag like so, put the heat press in the bag and kind of hold the heat press against here, and then use your weeding tool to weed that off, and that also works. But I don't have a mini heat press, so I just covered it up, and honestly you cannot tell that anything was under there. It doesn't have a lump where the old one was or anything. It just blended in really nice and smoothly. I am absolutely in love with these bags. They were so quick and easy. I can't believe I put them off for so long. The girls are going to literally scream when they see these, and I'm so excited. So thank you so much for joining me, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video and coming along and crafting with me. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up and comment down below if you think that you will give it a go. So with that being said, do not forget to live life's beauty, because life is beautiful and it's out there waiting to be lived by you. And hopefully I will see you in another video. Bye.